I remember going over convincing our team or others to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
Isn't that all that?
Over the course of 18 months, I've gathered more than 450 pages of documents. These come from 4 sources: the State Department, the Ukraine Prosecutor General's office, the Ukraine Embassy in Washington, D.C., and the legal team representing Burisma during the time that Hunter Biden was employed as a board member and consultant at that natural gas company in Ukraine. So that is the body of documents. These documents show, as I report tonight for the first time, that the very day that Joe Biden managed to get that Ukraine prosecutor, Mr. Shokin, fired, that very day, his son's company's lawyers, the American lawyers helping Hunter Biden's Burisma company try to fight this investigation, were trying urgently to reach the new prosecutor, the replacement prosecutor. 1 week later, they managed to get that meeting. They're in Ukraine less than a week after Biden fires the prosecutor. And in that meeting, according to the official record of the meeting from the prosecutors, the lawyers for Hunter Biden's company and the lobbyists for Hunter Biden's company stated to the replacement prosecutor, we know that the information calling Mr. Shokin corrupt and inept was, quote, false information, close quote, distributed by U.S. government officials and other figures. We are sorry for that. We would like to make this up to you by bringing you to Washington or connecting you with the Obama administration officials so you can tell them the true story, that you did have a legitimate investigation against you, had instigated numerous reforms. That is the official record of the meeting Ukrainian prosecutors kept. A few days later, Hunter Biden's American lawyers, the lawyers representing Hunter Biden's company, Burisma, sent a follow-up email trying to make good on their promise to bring these new prosecutors to Washington to explain the dirty tricks campaign that had been run against Mr. Shokin and to clear the air. If Joe Biden forced the firing of this prosecutor on the ground that he was corrupt, and Hunter Biden's lawyers go and say that was false information, somebody's not telling the truth. We need to get to the bottom of that. Tonight, I posted for the first time, obtained by lawyers for a Ukrainian oligarch. It's about to be introduced in a court in Europe. It's from Mr. Shokin, the man who was fired, the prosecutor I interviewed, the Washington Post interviewed, ABC interviewed. In that statement, Mr. Shokin swears under oath he was told he was fired because he refused to drop the Burisma investigation, and it made Mr. Biden, the vice president, unhappy. We have to find out who's telling the truth. This is at the core of the credibility of our United States government. Either Joe Biden's telling the truth, or the prosecutors and these memos and Hunter Biden's legal team are not telling the truth. We have to find out which one is, because it matters to American sovereignty.